Welcome to episode 43. I have finally hit New Mexico on my eastbound trajectory across the United States. I find some awesome campsites in the national forest, hit up a great hike, visit a charming little town, and then have all of my plans derailed by a mouse that's hellbent on trolling me. Hang on, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
I've been chasing you round the sun, digging tunnels just to try and catch up. But I stayed happy while times got sad. There's a blue sky, babe, just in time for it all comes back.
Hello and welcome back. I have moved eastward and I have left the state of Arizona after a month there, and I have now found myself in the state of New Mexico, otherwise known as the Land of Enchantment. I spent the last couple of nights staying in a dispersed camping area just south of Silver City, New Mexico. Yesterday, I went on a nice about 9-mile hike on a portion of the Continental Divide Trail.
Well, good morning. Today I'm headed out on a hike. That's not my rig, that's my rig. From where I camped last night, just a short little walk up to the trailhead. I entered New Mexico yesterday and I actually had a bit more driving ahead of me, but honestly, I just wasn't feeling like driving, which is kind of strange because usually I don't mind it at all, but I just wasn't in the mood for it yesterday. And I came through this area, just pulled off into this forest road, and turns out it was actually kind of a legit camping area, and there's a trailhead for a hike here that piqued my interest. The trail that is on, or is part of the Continental Divide Trail, which is one of the longer national scenic trails that spans from Mexico to Canada. But it is much cooler, colder, and windy today than it has been in Arizona, so it's feeling a bit wintry. So I'm layered up and prepped for about an 8.5-mile hike today with about 1,800 feet of elevation gain. So let's get going to the trailhead. This was my first hike in the 7th state I've visited since hitting the road in October. I love the sensation of having my feet on the ground, traveling through the terrain of a new region. For me, it's truly an integral part of getting to know a place. I'm also seeing a notable improvement in my fitness. Along the duration of this nearly 9-mile mountain hike, I was able to keep a sub 30-minute mile pace. I forgot to pause the recorder for my lunch, so my stats are a little bit off, but I know I performed pretty well. Destination coming into view.
I'm gonna have lunch. Like, not too far from the peak, but much more wind protected. I think this will be a nice place to sit down and enjoy a sandwich. And today I decided to check out Silver City a little bit. It's funny because this place wasn't even on my radar at all until I talked to the bartender in Bisbee, Arizona, and he recommended I visit. And boy, is this place full of some really nice, friendly people. There's also a ton of really cute shops, restaurants, and a great coffee shop. I visited a few of those on the recommendation of the visitor center here in town today.
I've been told they just never die, but honey, if they did, it just wouldn't seem right. My body goes, but the name lives on. Driving down the roads of New Mexico, I'm taken by the scenery. Time that rolls away, free of any country.
My coffee, I got some work done, and I'm just leaving the visitor center where I got handed a stack of brochures about the area and just was met with a very helpful, friendly person. It's great, and I'm going to go visit a little bit of the historic downtown of Silver City before headed back out into the wilderness today.
Third is hungry and is asking for smokes. Kind of funny how the game plays out. Life takes a beating and it kicks you down. It is, yeah, it is the way it is. And it is, yeah, it is the way it is, yeah. Waiting up till the sun goes down. Freeze yourself on the cold, cold ground. Picking up every penny you see. This world ain't fair, ain't anything for
There are plenty of little indulgences that I would love to take advantage of here in town, but I'm also very excited to head out into a nearby wilderness area that has been on my list for a long time. So this drive is the Trail of the Mountain Spirits National Byway. It is only about 40 miles, but it takes about 2 hours to drive because of the windy roads. This is a pretty narrow road right here too, considering it is 2 ways, though I have not seen a single other car on it just yet.
Journey through the heart of New Mexico's wild beauty on the Trail of the Mountain Spirits Scenic Byway. Winding through the rugged Gila National Forest, this 93-mile route takes you past ancient Membray ruins, historic mining towns, and the stunning Gila cliff dwellings. Once traveled by Apache warriors and the Spanish explorers, the byway weaves through towering pines, deep canyons, and sweeping desert vistas. Whether you're chasing history or adventure, this trail is a road to the past and a gateway to the untamed spirit of the Southwest.
I stopped quickly at this roadside area with a beautiful view of the Pinos Altos range. It is magnificent. It's got a monument celebrating the Gila National Wilderness, and that was established in 1924, which makes it a very special place. Well, I spent a fair portion of my drive up the mountain stuck behind a Forest Service truck that was pulling a trailer. It's not their fault that they had to drive very slowly. The roads are narrow and windy and off camber, so they were doing the safe thing. Eventually, they did get over and let me pass where they had an opportunity to do that, but my travel up here has been even slower than expected. So I am actually about 10 miles from where I believe I'm going to camp tonight. I'm just going to set up camp there, and we will go explore the National Monument tomorrow.
Deep in southwestern New Mexico lies the Gila Wilderness, the first designated wilderness area in the world. Established in 1924 thanks to conservationist Aldo Leopold, this rugged landscape spans over 550,000 acres of untouched beauty. Towering cliffs, winding rivers, and ancient cliff dwellings tell the story of both geological time and human history.
The Gila River Valley that I'm looking down at right now is so beautiful. Wow. I want to go backpacking there.
Home to elk, black bears, and the elusive Mexican gray wolf, the Gila remains a sanctuary for wildlife and adventure seekers alike.
Okay, so I've actually found the coolest camping area. I get to enjoy this actual beauty, and that is pretty freaking incredible, especially considering this is free. This is gonna be one of the best parts. Right over here, we are next to the Gila River. Incredible. My car is right up there. It's about that time. I'm getting pretty hungry now and can't decide what I want to eat. I have salad, I have cooked chicken, I have stuff for sandwiches, which I've been really fond of eating sandwiches. And I have a couple of warm things that I could eat, which would be kind of nice because it is getting kind of chilly, but I think I might do a salad, and I might try to zhuzh it up with a little bit of extra stuff in there. In fact, I might actually go ahead and hard boil some eggs right now, so I have them for the next couple of days. A snappy old jet boil. Here's dinner. It's not exactly gourmet, but it's homemade. I count that as homemade. My home is a Subaru Forester. This is homemade. It's like 1:15 a.m. 1:16. I just saw a mouse in my car. I saw it like run over here, and I heard something. I turned the flashlight on. Great. Hi, life update. It's 3:35 a.m. The mouse is in the car. I have tried to root it out. I got out of the car, opened various doors, used my flashlight, moved some things, tried to like figure out where it is at any given moment just so I can try to usher it out of the vehicle, but that has been completely ineffective. So just going to continue to wait until daylight, and then I can take everything out of the car and hopefully shoo it out that way. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to go to the nearest town, which I'm not sure where that is, and get some traps and wait for it to happen like that. But hoping I can just usher it out. So far that hasn't worked though. It's now 5 a.m. I saw it. I looked it in the eye. It wasn't that scared of me. It's kind of cute. It's starting to ever so slightly get light outside. The sun should rise in like 30 minutes. It's currently 6:25. Okay, I'm tearing the car apart to make sure the mouse is not hidden somewhere. I've stripped the car down as much as I can to try to see if the mouse might be hidden anywhere. It's the best I can do. Hopefully it just jumped out a door, honestly. It wasn't really even like getting at anything in there. It was just like doing an obstacle course all night. Oh, I'm so tired. And I discovered something annoying. This is my entire hiking footwear collection. This one shoe. I seem to have dropped the other one probably out the door at my last camp. So yeah, we might just have a complete change of plans today. And I might be bailing on this national monument, and I might just have to go back to the other camp and backtrack and look for my hiking shoe, my trail runner, because that is a pretty devastating loss right there. It's going so well. This is life. Things happen. Well, I got to the point where I started loading stuff back in after I inspected everything as best as I could. And I have some stuff back in already. And I was just going to put my clothing bag down in here where it goes, just here in the footwell. And as I opened the door and I went to grab the bag and I was approaching, and I saw the mouse run. And I think it's hiding somewhere under the seat, under like the floor liner, the driver's seat, and I can't get in there. I'll show you. It's like run under in this area here because there's space, and there's even space, like I don't know what this is, but there's space in that where it could get in. So dang it. It obviously feels no motivation to leave the car, so I'm gonna have to go back down to Silver City today, and I'm gonna have to buy some traps. And I might also just spend the night in a hotel. I gotta check rates, but yeah. I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to kill it. He's kind of cute. Wow, I look tired. Okay. So I've got everything loaded up. You can see it looks different than it usually does. I tried to put things in bags as much as possible. So all of my bedding is in a bag. My clothing duffel is all zipped up, just so it can't like get into things necessarily. I'm a little bit nervous about driving these 2 hours on this really windy road and having a mouse jump out at me. I know it's not something to be afraid of like that, and I'm trying to tell myself that I'm not afraid, that it's like kind of cute, so that I don't freak out if that happens and drive off the road because I'm also exhausted. Yeah, so I wanted to say a couple of things because I know I'm only going to be more tired by the time I'm done with this drive. Number one, I filmed the little guy at like 6:30 or 5:30 or something this morning. And during that time, I was not trying to scare it away. I'd given up on trying to do that. I've been trying to do that all night long to no avail, and I was just like over it and ready for the sun to come up and try a different solution, which also has not worked. So I'm going to drive into Silver City, which will be my first stop, to get traps, because this little guy has to be getting hungry because there's been nothing to eat. There's no food, there's no water available in this vehicle for him to get to. So there's that. The other thing is, what is the other thing? So then there's the process of setting them and waiting. So I'm gonna go look for my other hiking shoe, which is not too far. I think that's 25 minutes from Silver City. So I'll set the traps, I'll drive down there, and I'll probably just like hang out there for a bit and see if anything happens. I'm probably gonna try to avoid, I'm going to try to avoid just like getting a hotel right away, even though I'm so tempted to because I'm just so tired. But like, I just don't want to spend the money if I don't have to. So it's kind of where I'm at with things right now. Also, this is not a personal attack. This is not a me problem. This is very common for people who live on the road. Like I said, the mouse is not getting to any food. I've used deterrent to the best of my ability. I've closed off access to the best of my ability, and it just finally happened where one of them actually made it into the car. I am in Silver City. I just spent about an hour and a half in Wendy's after I set up the traps in the car. I came back out, nothing. So I need to go look for my other hiking shoes. So we're gonna go do that now. It's about a 25-minute drive. And from that point, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. Also, happy Valentine's Day. I didn't even realize what day it was, but yeah, it's Valentine's Day today. So romantic. My day is spent trying to kill a mouse. I'm hoping, oh, I think somebody's in my spot. I gotta go ask them. It's not my spot, but the spot I was in.
Well, this is what it's come to. This big old setup we have going on here. So let me explain. I am at the campsite I stayed at my first 2 nights in New Mexico. I can't believe this is my 4th night in New Mexico already. What? Time goes by so quickly. So anyway, what I have here is I've got my car with the Kelty Backroads tent attached to it that I've been using for shelter and working in because it's pretty windy, but I do have a bit of a wind break over here just behind the trees, just a bit, and it has been helping. So I just have pulled a lot of things out of the car and I just set up a little workstation for myself there. I edited a couple of shorts. And then this is my backpacking tent here. I don't usually set this up unless I'm on a backpacking trip, but I have a bunch of stuff in here. Here's my linens and just all of the sort of soft goods or small goods that go in my car because I did set up a couple of mouse traps. I also put up the window covers to emulate nighttime. Don't know that I'm convincing anybody of that. And so far, no go with the mouse traps. I was careful about setting them using gloves so that I wouldn't leave my scent on them, although the mouse and I are pretty well acquainted at this point. But yeah, nothing. I mean, who's to say that it's actually still in there? So I do have a plan for tonight, which involves me completely setting up everything inside my backpacking tent for sleep with my backpacking gear. So my backpacking sleeping pad and blanket, or what do I use? I'm so tired. Help me out here. Help me out. Sleeping bag. I'm very tired. So I'm going to set that up inside and then I'm going to set up inside my car like I usually do. And I'm going to try to sleep in my car. If I discover that the mouse is still there, I will have the traps already still set up. I will just evacuate the vehicle and head into the backpacking tent where I will hopefully sleep soundly for the remainder of the night. That is the best I can do, the best I can come up with. I've done everything I can so far, and this is kind of where we're at. I don't really think that it will help anything for me to get a hotel room. It just sounded like a good idea because I was very tired, still am, and it's just like that need to want to run for shelter. But I can work through this. It's not that big of a deal. I do feel like I've had a few bumps in the roads or a lot of like responsibility type things lately, and I'm fine with that. This is my real life. I'm making 3 videos a week, so I can't just have like national park adventure videos all the time. That's something that's easy to do if you're just making 1 video a week, but I am sharing like my real life journey here, and that is important to me. That's what I want to do. So sometimes we're going to have a series of videos where I'm just dealing with a bunch of stuff, and that's where we're at right now. And that being said, I'm actually going to end the video here. I feel like I've shot a lot of really random footage for this video already, and I'm going to leave this episode as a to be continued. And we will find out what's happening with our mouse journey in the next video. So I'll catch you on that one. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye.